always funny to see the differences between platforms. I mean, on Instagram especially, people joining in and they just take a quick look and then they go on again. It's because everything is so fast paced. While on Second Life, people are sitting down, joining in, and waiting for the session to start. And the same with our Matrix followers as well. They're coming in and just stay and know what the session is about. While on Instagram, you most likely don't even know what it is about. You have missed my story, for example, telling when the session is. I've, for example, talked so much about Vero the last year on Instagram, and still some of my followers haven't heard anything about it. It's like when the first time they hear it. And that's how bad I think Instagram is when it comes to reach and getting the message through, because it's so much noise that it's impossible to reach your audience, your followers actually. Anyway, let's get started. Again, welcome to our Heart Brain Coherence session that we do every week on Mondays at the same time. And today the theme is art and healing, and especially a theme for my followers on Vero through social, who are probably listening in on the recording later on. Vero is a very nice social platform, which I prefer over Instagram, basically. If they had live streaming, I would not be on Instagram anymore at all. But a great community there, and a lot of people there work with art. They're artists, they paint, they take photographs, they make videos. And that brought me also in a conversation with someone on Vero. And the theme went on to, using art, using images, using photography in the art of healing. How can you heal people? What kind of effect has art on people's health? Very basic example is actually that everything you see, everything you hear has a certain frequency and vibration to it. Colors have a frequency and they affect you, your state of being, your mental state of being as well. A good example is the Dutch railways, for example. They have, over a lot of years, they had their interior, the chairs in the trains, were all red. And it turns out that red promotes aggression. People get more aggressive when they are surrounded by red colors. So they changed the interior from quite some years back to blue, more blue colors, some green colors, more blue. And it actually calmed people down. So that's a good example, and that's just a color, nothing to do with art. When you go to Vero and you follow some artists, you see also how art affects you. I follow an artist there that has very colorful paintings about the cosmos. And when I see those going by, I'm very surprised. I get a nice feeling. I kind of get in a happy state when I look at his artwork. The same with pictures. If you have pictures of nature, a sunset or sunrise or whatever, the beach, or you see a video of the beach and you hear the waves, all that has an effect on us. And not only visual, but also smell. There's this therapy with flowers, for example, or oils with a certain smell. It all affects our state of being. And music is also a very good one. We have Chu here on Second Life. He is a performer, a singer, and a music player on Second Life, and he plays beautiful, calm, serene music, and it really does something with you when you listen to him. So these things affect you. There is sound healing. There's a whole science based on certain frequencies and how that affects our cells and our organs in our body. So there's a lot to say for art. If you watch the movie Elvis, for example, I watched the movie Elvis last weekend. If you see how people get affected by music and rhythm, and how that affects their body and their state of being. So it's needless to say that with art, photographs, paintings, drawings, music, videos, you affect a person's state of being. And as you know, if you followed me for some while, we do actually change our state of being. It's one of the main purposes of doing heart-brain coherence is changing our state of being by creating an inner experience inside of us. And what this does is that that state of being changes also our physiology in our body. So we can, by changing our state of being, change our physiology, change our health, change our mental health, physical health, etc. And heart-brain coherence, as taught by HeartMath Institute, and I'm so lucky to be allowed to teach this to you as well, creates a bigger immune system response, an immune system boost. It creates more resilience physiologically and also psychologically. So there's a lot to say for introducing, for example, not only heart-brain coherence, but also using imagery, video, sound, music into as a help to change your state of being. And in fact, when you go to Tibet, you go to the Buddhist monks, for example, they have singing bowls, they chant, and that is all frequency, vibration based, and it is just to get those monks, to get them into a state of being when they get into a deeper meditation, a meditative state. It helps them. And we do it as well in our offline sessions, starting soon again next month, where we have specific deep meditation sessions. I always use music from the Monroe Institute, from Hemisync. And that is specific music with specific frequency range that helps us get into a deeper meditative state. So there's nothing wrong using art, music, etc. And then I also want to mention, before we get started with the session, that unfortunately, and I know I've done this myself as well, a lot of artists have stopped producing very good art because everybody wants it for free. Everybody wants the prints from IKEA, for example. But if you go out and buy art from an artist, you will see, and not only see, you will feel and notice the difference, because behind their art is also a soul. There's a whole different story behind a painting you get from an artist who only makes one or two of those paintings. And you have the story of the artist often as well behind it, and that you buy a print of an elephant by IKEA, and that what is being shown in houses all over the world. So there's a difference there as well. So be very mindful when you buy art in your house. I have two beautiful pieces from a local artist here that only produces 10 prints of each art. And there's a whole story behind that image. There's a whole different energy behind it. It is not just an image. There's a whole story, a whole energy, and whole intention behind that. And often artists create art with intent. And that's something we might want to discuss next time. Setting an intention, how you do intention, and put intention in everything you do. So it's a whole different story. And you notice when you get into a living room, when I get guests here, they notice the art on the wall. They say, I've never seen that. No, because it isn't from IKEA. It's something I bought. I have also an attachment because I know the story behind it. I know the story behind the artist, and I know what the artist tried to depict here. So it gives a whole different level. So really, if you want really to go into art and really buy things, buy consciously, buy conscious, be aware, be mindful where you buy it, and you know, it's a whole different energy. Much better than buying something from the grocery store. Okay, let's get started. Heart-brain coherence. Again, state of being. So art changes our state of being, and we're going to do that today as well by our basic heart-brain coherence technique. So just follow along. For those that are new, I never say something strange during my guided meditations, except for one thing, and that is that I'm going to ask you to breathe through your heart, which is impossible. I can't do it, and nobody can physically, But if you imagine breathing through your heart, you get a very specific focus on your heart space, which actually changes the rhythm of your heart in a very controlled manner. And when the rhythm of your heart changes, the rhythm of your nervous system changes as well, because our heart is connected to our nervous system. Our nervous system is connected to all the organs in our body and the rest of our body, of course. So it is like tuning and getting rhythm into a whole orchestra. Not only your heart is like the director of the whole orchestra after a while. And you will notice the difference after this meditation for sure. Okay, let's get started. Find a comfortable position, make sure you have good enough support. Just follow along. You can't do anything wrong. Don't ever think like, oh, am I meditating now? Just be in the moment. Don't analyze the things you do. Just be there right now, and like I always say, just be. Let's start by centering ourselves. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Lower your shoulders, loosen your jaw, close your eyes, settle down. And take another nice deep inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Settle down even more. Feel yourself getting centered. One more time, a good nice deep inhale through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. Let the day go, let the day go. And then breathe normally. And try to breathe a little slower and a little deeper. A little slower and a little deeper. Try a 5-second inhale, 5-second exhale, or whatever feels comfortable for you. As long as it is slower and deeper than you usually do. And just by slowing that breathing rate down, you are already telling your body that it is in a safe place. And also notice where in your body you feel your breath the most. Maybe you feel your breath the most in your nostrils. Maybe you feel your breath the most in the back of your throat. Maybe you feel your breath the most in your chest or your tummy. Notice where in your body you feel your breath the most. Put your attention on that point, on that focus point. That point where you feel your breath the most. Become more aware of it. And as you start to follow your breath, notice how you are breathing through that point. Notice the quality of your breath. Maybe you notice colder air flowing in and warmer air flowing out. For a moment, keep following your breath. And if you, during these silent moments, notice that your mind has wandered off, your thought is all over the place, just gently and without judgment, It's very important, without judgment, get back to your breath and just continue where you left off. It's quite okay. It happens to everyone. You lose focus. You are drawn away with your thoughts. And all of a sudden you're way out there, no longer focused on that breathing point. But it's a good thing that you notice, because then you can do something about it. So once again, make a mental note of how it feels breathing through that point where you feel your breath the most. And now I want you to move that focus point into your heart space. So become more aware of your heart space. Try to feel your heart, notice your heart, focus on your heart. And you can help by putting your fingers or your hand on your chest right there where your heart is, just to give it more focus. And then I want you to breathe through your heart. Just imagine breathing through your heart. Just like we did breathing through that point where we felt our breath the most. Now you can breathe through your heart. Just imagine. Breathing in through your heart. Out through your heart. In through your heart. Out through your heart. Keep breathing through your heart. Nice and slow, calm, deep breaths. Get that heart rhythm nice and harmonious. Calm, coherent state. And as you are breathing through your heart, I want you to think about a time in your life where you felt great joy, or appreciation, or gratitude, or care, or compassion. So think back about a time in your life where you felt joy, appreciation, gratitude, care, or compassion. This could be anything. This could be something from a long time ago. It could be something from today or yesterday. It could be the care you feel for a loved one or a pet. It could be the gratitude you felt for something that happened. You got a gift, for example. Or maybe you feel gratitude for a certain person in your life. This could be the appreciation you have for a piece of art in your house. Or the appreciation for a certain artist and their work. So think back about a time in your life where you felt joy, appreciation, gratitude, care, or compassion. And as you breathe through your heart, I want you to relive that moment from your life as if it is happening right now. So imagine being there again in that moment in your life where you felt joy, appreciation, gratitude, care, or compassion. Imagine being there again in your mind's eye, and not only seeing it happen in front of you and around you, but be there with your being. Feel the feelings from that moment. Feel the appreciation, feel the gratitude, feel the joy, feel the care, the compassion you had in that moment. It's okay if you have one feeling, it's okay if you have several feelings all together. Don't think about that. Just relive that moment and make it as real as possible. Breathe through your heart and let every cell in your body vibrate with those feelings. Make that inner experience so real. And if you notice a smile on your face, if you notice a warmth going through your body, some people even say they feel like they emit light. It's all okay. It's your body reacting to that inner experience. And our body doesn't know the difference between an experience outside of our body or inside of our body. It's the same for our body. So change that state of being. Change your state of being by having that inner experience where you felt joy, appreciation, gratitude, care, or compassion. Fill your whole body with those feelings. If you feel like your whole body is lit up with those feelings and emotions and you are so into the moment, just radiate it outwards. Now comes the best part. On your next out breath, I want you to lower your shoulders and lean into that feeling. Lean into that state of being. Relax into it. Don't force yourself generating more of that feeling. Relax into it. Relax into it. Keep that smile on your face. Just relax into it and enjoy the moment. Enjoy being in that state of being that you've created for yourself. Relax into it. Keep breathing through your heart. Stay in that state of being, of joy, appreciation, or gratitude, or care, or compassion. So in a moment we are going to get back to our group, back to the room you are in, and try to take that state of being with you. Try to stay in that state of being nevertheless. Take that with you on your way back to the present moment. So I want you to breathe normally, and I want you to become more aware of the room you are in, the space surrounding you. Sense it. Notice any sounds around you, any sounds in the room you are in. Becoming more and more awake and more present. And take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, slowly move your body back and forth and from side to side. And wiggle with your fingers and toes. Slowly coming back. And when you are ready, open your eyes and welcome back. Welcome back. Well done, everyone. You can type back in the chat if you're back. You can type questions or share your experience. Some people ask, Sepp, what's the point of changing your state of being? I mean, in a few minutes I'll be my old self again. Well, actually, not really, because I did a little experiment, or not experiment. I did last Thursday on my outdoor meditation. I asked under the meditation to just be present and observe everything around them. We are in nature, though we can hear some boats passing by, for example. There are now and then there's an airplane, there might be birds, there's wind, there was a little bit of rain last time. So I just let the participants experience and noticing the world around them, being present, sensing the world around them, and noticing any thoughts, any triggers, anything that came up, feelings and emotions around the things they sensed around them. Then I asked them to change their state of being, or I guided them to changing their state of being to a state of gratitude, specific state, a state of gratitude. And then I asked them to observe their surroundings again, sense their surroundings during the meditation, and noticing how they feel about certain things, what kind of thoughts they had at that moment. And that was an eye-opener for some people, because the moment they changed the state of being, their perception of things around them changed as well. And that's also what's happening if you take your state of being with you throughout the day. Of course, it weakens a bit, and if you're not aware of keeping it, staying in a state of being, you might forget all about it. But somehow it sticks. If you practice this often, it sticks in the back of your mind, and you go on autopilot. I had one of my course students there as well, and she didn't notice a difference. Why? Because she has trained herself to be in a state of gratitude throughout most of the day. So she didn't notice the difference. It was very profound. I was very glad to hear that, because she didn't notice the difference. But another participant that wasn't on my courses or never joined my courses and workshops, they noticed a profound difference from being their normal state and observing the world, and being in a grateful state and observing the world. And when you are in a different state of being, when you are, your perception changes, your perspective changes on the world, different opportunities will come to you that you become aware of, and that you can choose to follow and take and grab, to say it that way. So try it out. I do this kind of meditation, heartbrain coherence, always in my morning. It's like tuning my radio. What version of myself do I want to be today? And it has helped me a lot throughout my life, just by a morning meditation. Like this, 5 to 10 minutes. You don't have to do the whole 20 minutes with trying to find out where you feel your breath the most. After a while, you just go straight to your heart. Create that state of being you want to be in, and carry that with you throughout the day as good as you can. Awesome. Great work. Thank you, Born Wild Counseling, to you as well for joining. Thank you, everyone, for joining too. If you are on Second Life, please contact Sue and ask for when his concerts are, when he's playing. It's a beautiful experience. Great artist with profound, nice, very healing music. If you are on Vero, check out some of my posts. I have some posts where I introduce artists to my followers, people that I notice are great to follow, and I share them. And if you are on Instagram, please stop using it. Follow me on Vero and get an account there. That's all I want to say. So take good care, everyone. Thank you for joining. If you have questions, suggestions for next time, please send them to me and I'll try to get them into the next session. Be safe, have a wonderful rest of your day and evening. Take care and namaste.